Hello. Wanted to come to you today with a topic that comes up once in a while in our clinic, mostly with newer clients, but something that I think is, worth discussing because there are some, I'll say, falsities or things that maybe should be explained a little more. But one of misconception that I hear periodically is, can chiropractic cause strokes? Or I've heard that getting your neck adjustment is very dangerous. Now, like all medical practices, there is some level of risk. But what I'd like to show you today and over the course of about the next 2 minutes is just very simply that the benefits outweigh the risk so dramatically, especially for people that have any level of dysfunction that I actually think you'll leave this video thinking that chiropractic is probably the safest form of all medical treatment. So first of all, can chiropractic cause strokes? Here's the statistic. 1 in 8,060,000 interventions or chiropractic adjustments is said to cause a stroke. Now, if you want to compare that, that is the same risk as getting struck by lightning twice. There's roughly a 1 in 8 million chance that you'll fall over a stroke just about anywhere, when they talk about walking into medical visits. But if you compare that to, let's say, a simple medication like a Tylenol, if a person is x-rayed, there's a roughly 1,000 neck adjustments has the same risk as consuming one Tylenol. And most people have absolutely no concern with taking a Tylenol. NSAIDs, which are the, ibuprofen, Advil, some things like that often people think are safe, have the second highest adverse reaction rate, meaning you have side effects leading to serious problems or potentially death. The only drug class that has more than NSAIDs is chemotherapy. So taking painkillers radically riskier than receiving chiropractic adjustments. And, when you do hear about chiropractic and stroke, or, so often somebody will say, well, this person had a stroke, and they actually now ask at the hospital, like, well, did you receive a chiropractic treatment? Here's a couple other things. There are only 26 deaths attributed to chiropractic in its entire existence. Now, I'm going to say that again, 26 deaths attributed to chiropractic in its entire existence. Chiropractic's been around for 126 years this September. Now, keep in mind, in our country, 450 people die per day. I'm going to say that again, 450 people die per day from properly prescribed medication consumption, taken the right way, having side effects to it. 450 people per day. There's anywhere from 100,000 to 225,000 deaths attributed to conventional medicine from side effects of things that people take because of having some level of health. And additionally, the only risk of stroke is related to the carotid artery, which accounts for only 10 to 20% of all strokes. Now, I was just on the Mayo Clinic's website looking to see risk factors for carotid artery strokes, and chiropractic isn't even on the list. Say that again. Chiropractic isn't even on the list of the Mayo Clinic's website for carotid artery strokes. Now, you can even increase your safety when you go to a clinic like ours that does proper assessment, where we do orthopedic testing, we do a full history, and we take x-rays. In fact, only about a third of injuries from neck adjustments are even attributed to chiropractors. Some people do them with minimal or no training, like there's actually some attributed to like people who do martial arts and things like that. Also, physical therapists and doctors of osteopathy are also trained in manipulation, but not near to the level of a chiropractor. And there are certain injuries related to that. Now, lastly, if you're wondering, well, how come my doctor said, or how come my friend that's a nurse said, or how come, where does this come from? Actually, if you would look up Wilk versus the AMA, WILK versus the AMA, there was a Supreme Court lawsuit that chiropractors waged against the AMA that went from 1976 to 1987. And at the end of it, the AMA was found guilty on all accounts. So the American Medical Association was found guilty for falsely educating their doctors, for having people come in and spy in chiropractic colleges for paying for propaganda against chiropractic, for trying to keep chiropractic out of the traditional medical system, out of insurance companies, out of these different things, and actually telling their doctors not to refer, or if they found out that their patients were seeing a chiropractor, to talk against the chiropractor, which is all illegal, slander, libel, depending on how they do it. And sadly, there wasn't a good way to penalize. So all they had to do was they had a lifetime injunction, and every member of the American Medical Association was sent a letter telling them that their head organization had illegally been doing all the things that I just listed. So keep in mind, I mean, I know there's no propaganda in the media right now, and I know that every health advice that's given is completely factual. But back in the day, back in the 70s and the 60s, and the American Medical Association was shown to be pretty big shysters. So hope that sheds a little light on it, and hope you have a very blessed day.